everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. Just back here with another box of Canadian pennies, and this is my second last box, so I'm hoping that it turns out to be pretty decent. However, just by looking at some of the faces of these rolls that you can see them on, I don't have too many expectations, as it appears that all of the ones that are showing are either steel or zinc pennies. So just by taking the initial look, it doesn't look like it's going to be that great of a box, but we'll plow ahead and hopefully it turns out better than expected. But again, as always guys, I'll go through these and show you the results. Back in a bit. Alright everyone, here's the damage that we were able to do, and it was actually a pretty interesting box. I had 11 rolls that had absolutely no copper pennies at all, and we were still able to get 940 copper pennies, which works out to be 37.6%. So even with those 11 rolls with absolutely no copper pennies, there were some rolls that definitely made up for it. I had, I believe, 4 that were 100% copper, and we had quite a bit of these 1982 to 1996 Canadian copper pennies. There was 566 of those in total, and as far as I can remember, that's one of the highest that we've had for these particular years. Next we have our 1980 and 1981 Canadian copper pennies. There was 68. For our 1953 to 1979, we had 269. Again, there was quite a bit of these. A couple of rolls, I believe there was 2 that were 100% of these years. So again, in 2 rolls we had 100 of these, so it worked out quite nicely. And then lastly, we have our pre-1982 American copper cents, and there was 37 of those in total. So not too bad for copper pennies. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I didn't have too many expectations since a lot of the faces had zinc and steel pennies. So I was definitely happy to get 37.6 with this box. And then moving on to our older and a little bit more rare coins, there's 6 Canadian King George VI pennies, and our first one here is a really good condition 1940. Next is a 1944. We also had a 1945, a 1947, and that one's a little bit beat up. We have a 1949, and then a 1952. So 6 King George VI pennies. We also had 3 American wheat cents. And again, just like that 1940, this is a 1946 in pretty good condition. We have a 1951, and then a 1956. And again, all 3 of those, no mint marks on them. And lastly, we had 3 1982 American cents. Again, we like to weigh those just to make sure that the ones that we think are copper are actually copper. We had 1 foreign coin, and that's a British penny. And then lastly, we had one of these items. I believe that's a blank planchet, is what that's called. I'm not really sure, though, exactly how that works. We did get one of these in a previous box, but we've only had 2 in total. But again, I don't know what it is with these ones here. Sometimes I see them go fairly high on eBay, but again, I'm not exactly sure if this is a particular blank planchet that some people find valuable. But I just thought that I would keep it off to the side and add it with the other ones. Alright, so not too bad on our second last box here. Again, 37.6% isn't too bad, especially considering we had 11 full rolls of absolutely no copper pennies. As I've mentioned in previous videos, we have 1 box left, but it's so dirty that I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to go through it just yet. Again, some of them are so bad where it just makes no sense to even open up the rolls and go through them, because I don't even think I would keep the copper ones if they were copper. But I will probably take a look at it at some point in the future, and if I do, I'll show you guys the results as always. Again, thank you so much for watching. My brother and I are still pulling out all of the questions from the last couple of weeks. and we'll be happy to put that video out in the next couple of days. But thank you so much for watching as always. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that's always greatly appreciated, guys. Hope that you have a great day, and I'll see you next video.